There were some testy moments when the island's top disaster official took questions at a public meeting, defending what was and in some cases what wasn't done. And now tonight, Hawaii's Attorney General says she will bring on a third-party private organization to investigate the government response, promising an impartial, independent review. While no official causes of the wildfires that struck Maui have been determined, there is a broad belief that many of the more than 100 lives lost could and should have been saved. The heartbreak and frustration on Maui is where we start again tonight with Tom Llamas. And Tom, people are really calling for accountability here.
That is right, Lester, and good evening. That relief is coming in tonight to Lahaina, but the tension is rising. Local officials are being pressed harder than ever before. The AG, as you mentioned, is muscling up her investigation into why. And tonight we are spending time with the families from this community just behind us who did not make it out alive.
Tonight, the number of victims from the burn zone keeps climbing. More than 100 dead and 1,000 still unaccounted for. As the head of Maui's emergency operations faces the public for the first time since the disaster.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. And the reason why, and
So many people said they could have been saved.
But when follow-up questions were asked, this happened.
As the flames
do you want
up the
him to
hills.
give you the answer? Or
I
do you
do,
want
but I
to
want to
let
get
him
it out
finish?
there.
Let him finish his
I'm
answer.
sorry, there's a lot of people.
Well, you're
who
talking
want
and you're not
answers.
letting him talk. If you want to talk, come up here.
Even though the sirens are all hazard systems, Herman and Daya maintain they are primarily used for tsunamis.
had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Mauka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire.
The sense of frustration on Maui lingers just like the smoke.
It's got to this point where it's like, who are these people watching us? Or do they even properly care for us?
High winds, dry conditions, and low humidity are being called the climate threat multipliers that fueled those deadly flames across Maui. But the root cause of the fires is still being investigated. Hawaiian Electric now being accused of years of inaction leading up to the deadly fire. A new lawsuit alleges the utility knew of the risks for years and failed to take steps to prevent catastrophe, citing this stunning admission in a 2022 funding request to state regulators, where Hawaiian Electric acknowledged, quote, the risk of a utility system causing a wildfire ignition is significant. Despite the warning signs, the suit alleges the utility failed to act. Hawaiian Electric declined to comment on pending litigation, saying in part, we will work with the state and county as they conduct their review.
Fire crossing the road. Not good.
But now, some are also blaming the power company for slowing the evacuation. Cole Millington shot this video as the flames approached.
There was a mass evacuation occurring and we were trying to get to safety, and it extremely hindered the chances and the speed at which we were evacuated.
All of this as hope has faded for some families.
You really love Lahaina.
Alfredo Gallinado lived in Hawaii for more than 30 years. He had an aloha for everybody, his family told me, and now he's gone.
What do you remember? It was actually last month. I took him to Vegas. 4th of July. I was going to take him for his actual birthday. No, he's gone. But that's my best actually memory with him.
And now, balancing all this suffering against financial need, there is tension over tourism. Visitors account for roughly 70% of Maui's economy.
So you want the tourists to come and spend money on Maui?
We all do. You ask anybody who works in the tourism industry, which is pretty much everybody, yes.
So many people are looking at the rubble and worrying, can there be a future in West Maui?
We're going through fertility treatments. I want to have a baby and I don't have a community anymore.
A disaster that's already stolen lifetimes and threatens to last for generations. Tom Llamas, NBC News, Maui.
In Southern California, we're